with cracks I couldn't hide. My heart was barely holding on, but I still let you inside. I loved you with my shaking hands, with fear I never showed. I gave you all the pieces, even the ones I didn't know. I thought love didn't need perfection, just truth and time. I didn't know my broken heart would be the line. I loved you even broken, even when I couldn't stand. I gave you what was left of me and hoped you'd understand. I loved you even broken, with a heart already torn. I held you through the darkness while I bled through every dawn. I stayed when it hurt to breathe, ignored the warning signs. I called your distance patience, called your silence mine. I healed you while I faded, I carried us alone. I loved you like a promise you never meant to own. I mistook my devotion for something you could keep. I didn't see I was drowning while you slept in peace. I loved you even broken, even when I couldn't stand. I gave you what was left of me and hoped you'd understand. I loved you even broken, with a heart already torn. I held you through the darkness while I bled through every dawn. Oh, maybe love should feel like shelter, not another place to fall. I shouldn't have to save someone who never heard my call. I don't regret my softness, but I regret the cost. I lost myself in loving you when I was already lost. I loved you even broken, but I won't bleed again. I'll heal these open spaces and learn to love myself then. I loved you even broken, now I'll love myself whole. I'll find a heart that meets me and doesn't need my soul. I love you even broken, but I'm choosing me tonight. I'll gather every piece I lost and step into the light. I love you even broken, but I won't stay this way. I'll love again when I'm healed, and I'm just hoping you'll stay. I loved you even broken, now I'm learning how to mend, to love without losing myself when I love again. I laid my heart like a foundation, brick by fragile brick. I learned the shape of your breathing, made your chaos feel like home to live in. I painted dreams on our ceiling, left my fears at the door. I thought love meant forever, I didn't need anything more. I unpacked every I learned your silence fluently, knew when not to ask. I held your weight like it was mine, wore patience like a mask. I kept the lights on for you, even when you were gone. I stayed inside the memories long after the love moved on. I missed a comfort for forever, familiar for true. I didn't know love could crumble without warning signs or clues. I built a home in you where I felt safe at night. I hold my hopes in your arms like they never fall from sight. I built a home in you, and when you walked away, you didn't just leave my heart, you took my place to stay. Maybe love shouldn't feel like shelter that only one can keep. I shouldn't have to beg the walls to stand while I sleep. I'll gather all the pieces walls you left scattered in your wake, and learn to build a home in me that no one else can take. I built a home in you, but now I see the truth. A home that can abandon you was never built for two. I built a home in you, but I'll tear it down inside and raise a stronger shelter where my heart can safely hide. I built a home in you, but now I'm moving on. I'll keep the love we once were, but I won't stay where I'm gone. I built a home in you, but I'm learning how to be the place my heart comes back to when love has left me. I built a home in you, now I'm building one in me, with doors that stay open and love that doesn't leave. I told myself it was nothing, just a moment passing through. I said I'd keep my distance, I didn't plan on you. I promised I'd be careful, now let my heart decide. But you felt like familiar, like a place I couldn't hide. I thought I had control, thought I knew the rules, but feelings don't ask permission, they just move. I didn't mean to love you, I didn't mean to fall, I didn't mean to give you the parts I built so tall. I didn't mean to love you, but my heart didn't know how to stop believing in something I until love felt like pain. I crossed my own boundaries just to feel close to you. I forgot that loving gently could still break you too. I didn't mean to love you, I didn't mean to fall, I didn't mean to give you the parts I built so tall. I didn't mean to love you, but my heart didn't know how to stop believing in something I couldn't hold. Maybe if I'd known the ending, I would have turned away. But love never shows you the cost you'll have to pay. I don't regret the feeling, just the way it stayed. I didn't mean to love you, but now I'm the one who's changed. I didn't mean to love you, but here I am alone, holding on to memories that never became home. I didn't mean to love you, but I loved you all the same, and that's the hardest truth I'll ever have to say. I didn't mean to love you, but I gave it my best try. I loved you without conditions, even when it cost my pride. I didn't mean to love you, but now I'm letting go. I'll keep the love I gave you, just not the pain I know. I didn't mean to love you, but I gave it my best try. I learned to heal a heart that loved without a shield. I looked in your eyes, believed the words you said. I built my world around you while my heart quietly bled. I ignored the quiet warnings, the doubt I tried to hide. I gave you all my trust, and I didn't see the lie. I thought love meant believing, even when it hurt to stay. But sometimes believing is how hearts fade away. I didn't see the light till it shattered me apart. I gave you all my always, all my hope, all my heart. I didn't see the light till your silence spoke the truth. I loved the shadow of you and lost the best of my youth. I waited in the darkness, hoping you'd come back. I forgave the absence, but you stayed off track. I held your love like treasure, even when it felt thin. I didn't see the cracks that you let me sink in. That of love and patience, thought it meant holding on. But sometimes patience means waiting for someone gone. for someone who loves me not in vain. I didn't see the light, but I remember to be wise. I'll never give my all to a love built on disguise. I didn't see the light, but now I see the truth. I'll give my heart to someone who values every proof. I didn't see the light, but I'll heal from the pain. I'll love again with open eyes and never trust in vain. I didn't see the light, but I'll find my light again. I'll guard my heart with wisdom and learn what love can mend. I handed you my heart without a lock or key. Every secret, every fear, I lay them at your feet. I believed your gentle words, the safety in your tone. I thought your arms would be my place. I'd never feel alone. I didn't guard a single thing. I let my walls all fall. I thought trust would keep us strong. I didn't see the fall. I gave you all my trust, and you held it so loose. You promised me forever, then left me without truth. I gave you all my trust, every fragile part of me, and now I'm picking up the pieces of who I used to be. I defended you in silence, made excuses for your lies. I chose to see the best in you, even when my heart cried. I carried all the doubt alone, so you could sleep at night. I kept forgiving what you broke, calling it a fight. I thought love meant understanding, giving chance after chance, but trust should never feel like a one-sided dance. I gave you all gave you all my trust. Now I'm learning how to heal, to trust myself again, and know my heart is real. Felt your trembling fingers as you slipped out of my life. I watched the light in your eyes fade through the shadows of our strife. I whispered soft forgiveness, though my heart was breaking inside. I held your hand through goodbye, even while I cried. I thought love meant staying, even when the end was near. I held on to every second, even through the fear. I held your hand through goodbye, even when it tore me apart. I kissed your lingering sorrow and buried it in my heart. I held your hand through goodbye, though my soul was falling too. I stayed until the last breath, even when you withdrew. I memorized the way you left, every pause, every sigh. I kept our love alive in silence, though it slowly died. I forgave your quiet absence, I held on to what we knew. I carried all your leaving while I silently lost you. I believed in your tomorrow, even when today was gone. I stayed in the space between us till I learned I was alone. I held your hand through goodbye, even when it tore me apart. I kissed your lingering sorrow and buried it in my heart. I held your hand through goodbye, though my soul was falling too. I stayed until the last breath, even when you withdrew. Maybe love is courage to hold someone even as they leave. But sometimes courage hurts and teaches you to grieve. I'll remember your touch even as I turn away. I held your hand through goodbye, but I'll find a broad me dear. I held your hand through goodbye, but now I'll let it go. I'll carry the love we had and the tears I'll never show. I held your hand through goodbye, and I'll heal piece by piece. I'll learn to love again and finally find my peace. I held your hand through goodbye, but I won't stay in the pain. I'll find a heart that stays and loves me back again. I held your hand through goodbye, and I'll rise from the blue. I'll hold my own hand next time and finally love me too. I held your hand through goodbye, but now I'm walking free. I'll carry the memory gently and reclaim what's left of me. I learned to lower every feeling so you wouldn't feel too much. I swallowed words I needed just to keep your gentle touch. I turned my screams into whispers, my truth into a smile. I told myself, be patient, just to stay a little while. Thought love meant being quiet, so you never walk away. I didn't know my silence was the price I'd have to pay. I lost my voice loving you, trying not to start a fight. I muted all my heartache just to keep you out. Before they left my lips, I held my breath in moments where love should have felt like this. I nodded when I was breaking, I smiled when I was torn. I learned how to be smaller every night, every morn. I called it understanding, called it being strong, but love shouldn't feel like you're apologizing just to belong. I lost my voice loving you, trying not to start a fight. I muted all my heartache just to keep you every night. I lost my voice loving you, I forgot how I should feel. I stayed quiet through the pain, so you'd never know what's real. Love shouldn't steal your language, shouldn't make you feel unseen. If I have to disappear, then love was never clean. I won't beg to be heard, I won't shrink to survive. I'm learning how to speak again, just to feel alive. I lost my voice loving you, but I'm finding it again. Every word I never said is finally breathing in. I lost my voice loving you, but silence won't stay. I'm choosing truth over comfort, I'm choosing me today. I lost my voice loving you, now I'm learning how to sing with every scar and broken always loving you. Now I'm singing for myself, and I finally sound like you. I gave you every sunrise, held your dreams in my hands. I built a world for us, a love I thought would stand. I whispered all my secrets, trusted you with my fears. I loved you like forever, even through the tears. I thought love meant unbroken, I thought it meant always, but forever can vanish in just a few days. I loved you like a forever, with every beat of my heart. I held on through the storms, even as we fell apart. I loved you like a forever, even when the ending came. I gave you all my always, and you walked away. I memorized your laughter, I learned the shape of your hands. I stayed when I should have left, tried to follow your plans. I forgave all the distance, waited through every lie. forever left, I'll carry it inside me. And I know what was left. I carried your heart like a shelter, kept it safe through every storm. I gave you all my mornings, kept you warm through nights so warm. I learned the shape of your silence, the way you laughed, the way you cried. I loved you in every corner, even the parts you tried to hide. I thought love meant comfort, I thought love meant stay, but home isn't a place if it can just walk away. I loved you like home, with every brick of my heart. I gave you rooms and windows, never knowing you'd depart. I loved you like home, and now the walls are bare. I'm standing in the ruins of a love that isn't there. I held your hands through winter, I whispered through your doubt. I lit the candles of hope, even when the fire went out. I forgave your quiet leaving, I smiled through every bruise. I loved you like a lifetime, even when I had to lose. I thought love meant holding, even when it tore apart. But home is built from hearts, not from breaking parts. I loved you like home, with every brick of my heart. I gave you rooms and windows, never knowing you'd depart. I loved you like home, and now the walls are bare. I'm standing in the ruins of a love that isn't there. Maybe one day I'll rebuild from the ashes of your leaving. I'll make a home for someone who loves with all their being. But I'll always remember the love I gave so true. I loved you like home, and I still do. I loved you like home, even when it wasn't safe. I'll carry that warmth with me, even if I can't keep your place. I loved you like home, and I learned to stand alone. But the love that felt like forever will always be my own. I loved you like home, and I'll build a new heart someday, with doors that stay open and love that doesn't fade away. I loved you like home, but now I live for me. I'll find a place that welcomes a love that's meant to be. I loved you like home, but home is not just you. It's a heart that's open, and mine will start anew. I kept my heart wide open, even when you turned away. I spoke in gentle whispers, hoping you might stay. I learned your every silence and smiled through your retreat. I loved you in the shadows while my own heart skipped a beat. I thought love meant giving, even when it hurt me too. I never said the hardest part, I loved you more than you knew. I loved you more than you knew, even when you never stayed. I gave my all, my every part, even when you walked away. I loved you more than you knew, held hope through every storm. I held a fire in my chest while you stayed lukewarm. I forgave the little absence and smiled through all your lies. I built a world around you, even as it slowly died. I carried every heartbreak in silence all alone. I loved you in my quiet way, a love I never owned. I called your distance patience, I called your cold a phase. But love should never ask to hide in a quiet haze. I loved you more than you knew, even when you never stayed. I gave my all, my every part, even when you walked away. I loved you more than you knew, held hope through every storm. I held a fire in my chest while you stayed lukewarm. Maybe love isn't always seen or heard the way it's meant, but I gave you all of me, even when my heart was spent. I'll remember what I offered, even if it wasn't enough. I loved you more than you, and that love was tough. I loved you more than you knew, but I learned to love again. I'll keep my heart from breaking on someone who will remain. I loved you more than you knew, but I'm letting go today. I'll find a love that matches the fire I gave away. I loved you more than you knew, and now I love myself. I'll gather back the pieces and protect my fragile self. I loved you more than you knew, but love should be returned. I'll find a heart that holds me and never leaves me burned. I loved you more than you knew, now I'll carry it inside, a gentle, quiet courage for the love I won't hide. I came to you unguarded, no walls, no second skin. I showed you every tender place I swore I'd never let in. I trusted you with all of me, my fear, my truth, my scars. I loved you without armor, while you kept yours on Thought being brave meant staying open, even when it hurt this way. I didn't know love could wound so deep when only one would stay. I loved you without armor, with my heart in my hands. I bled for every promise you never planned. I loved you without armor. I stood bare in the fight while you watched from a distance, protected every night. I spoke in careful honesty while you spoke in escape. I learned how not to need too much so you wouldn't feel the weight. I mistook your quiet comfort for something I could trust. I thought love would teach you courage, but you left me in the dust. I kept choosing understanding over how it made me feel. I didn't see the danger in loving something unreal. I loved you without armor, with my heart in my hands. I bled for every promise you never planned. I loved you without armor. I stood bare in the fight while you watched from a distance, protected every night. Maybe love should feel like shelter, not a war I fight alone. You shouldn't have to break myself to make a heart feel whole. I don't regret my softness, but I regret the cost. I lost pieces of myself to a love already lost. I loved you with that armor, but I won't bleed again. I'll guard my heart with wisdom, not fear or bitterness. I loved you without armor, but now I know my worth. I deserve a love that meets me, not one that lets me hurt. I loved you without armor, and that was never wrong. But love should feel like safety, not like holding on. I loved you without armor, but next time I'll be sure that the arms I fall into are open and secure. I loved you without armor. Now I'm healing every scar. I'll love again with courage, just not unguarded anymore. The house felt empty with you still here, your voice like a fading song. I breaking, but I stayed where I didn't belong. I packed my doubts in silence, smiled when my heart was weak. I told myself love was patience, even when love wouldn't speak. I saw the end in your eyes long before you let me go, but I held on to yesterday, 'cause it was all I knew. I stayed for the memories, the laughter in the dark, the way your hand once fit in mine before we fell apart. I stayed for the memories when love still felt alive. I knew the present was empty, but I couldn't say goodbye. Slept on our side of the bed, held your ghost close to me. Replayed all the good times like they could rescue me. Every photo felt like a promise, every promise felt like a lie, but I chose comfort over healing and stayed while we died. I knew you weren't choosing me, but I hoped you'd change your mind. I stayed in what we used to be and left myself behind. I stayed for the memories, the love we used to know, the way you said my name before you learned to let me go. I stayed for the memories, even when it hurt to breathe. I knew the future was empty, but the past still needed me. Maybe love isn't always leaving, sometimes it's knowing when to go. I stayed because it felt safer than facing life alone. But memories can't hold you, they can't choose you back. I learned that too late, with my heart still cracked. I stayed for the memories, but they don't love me now. They don't reach out in the night or ask me how. I stayed for the memories, but they kept me stuck in time. So tonight I'll leave them gently and finally choose mine. I stayed for the memories, but I'm walking out today. I'll honor what we once were without begging you to stay. I stayed for the memories, but I deserve something real, a love that lives in the present and knows how to feel. I stayed for the memories, but now I'm letting go. I'll carry them in my heart, just not where I call home. every storm, smiled through every fight. I whispered all my secrets to keep you in my sight. I bend myself to fit your world, hear the parts you'd never see. I stayed too long in your shadows till I forgot the light in me. I thought love meant enduring, even when it stole my air. I didn't see the cost until I vanished there. I stayed until I disappeared, lost inside your space. I gave my all, my every breath, and left no trace. I stayed until I disappeared, till my heart became unseen. I gave you love so endlessly, but you never noticed me. I forgave the quiet leaving, pretended absence was fine. I traded all my colors for a love that wasn't mine. I became a ghost in your presence, a shadow in your day. I stayed to hold us together while my soul slipped away. I thought love meant holding on, even when the fire dies. But love shouldn't cost the self or blind you from your pride. I stayed until I disappeared, lost inside your space. I gave my all, my every breath, and left no trace. I stayed until I disappeared, till my heart became unseen. I gave you love so endlessly, but you never noticed me. Maybe one day I'll forgive the years I let you stay, but I'll remember the lessons and the self I gave away. I'll rise from all the silence, from the love that I endured. I stayed too long, but now I see I'll love me first, for sure. I stayed until I disappeared, but I'll find my voice again. I'll gather back the pieces and heal where love had been. I stayed until I disappeared, but I won't vanish next. I'll love in ways that honor me and not lose myself in text. I stayed until I disappeared, but now I'm standing tall. I'll keep my heart open wide, but I won't lose it all. I stayed until I disappeared, but I'm reclaiming me. I'll love again and I'll be seen, finally free. I stayed until I disappeared, but I'm walking into light. I'll keep my soul, my heart, my voice, and love with all my might. So I let myself believe. I unpacked all my fears, put my heart at your feet. You held me like forever, spoken promises so calm. I thought your love was shelter, I didn't see the storm. I trusted every always, every I won't go, you'd say. I built a future in my head while you plan your escape. I thought you'd stay when it got hard to breathe. I thought you'd fight for us the way you fought for me. I thought you'd stay, but you walked away. And now I'm holding all the love you didn't wanna say. I stayed soft through the silence, made excuses for your space. I blamed myself for wanting more, for needing to feel safe. I waited in the shadows while you drifted far from me. I called it understanding, you called it being free. I believed in patience and giving love some time, but love shouldn't feel like waiting to be chosen in your life. I thought you'd stay when it got hard to breathe. I thought you'd fight for us the way you fought for me. I thought you'd stay, but you walked away. And now I'm holding all the love you didn't wanna say. Maybe love isn't the promises, it's who stays when they break. I don't regret believing, but I wish I'd felt safe. I'll gather all the pieces you left behind in your way, and learn to love someone who knows how to stay. I thought you'd stay, but I was loving long. I held the weight of us in a heart of my own. I thought you'd stay, now I finally see. I deserve a love that chooses to stay. I thought you'd stay, but I'll again. I'll give my heart to someone who stands till the end. I thought you'd stay, but I'm letting go today. I'll find a love that doesn't leave when love asks it to stay. I thought you'd stay, but I'm learning to move on. I'll carry hope again, just not where I went wrong. spoke in quiet feelings. You answered with your phone. I reached out with my whole heart. You kept your distance known. I gave you warmth in winter. You never felt the freeze. I was learning how to love. You were learning how to leave. I read between your silences, called absence being strong. I stayed where I was slowly becoming something wrong. I was soft, you were cold. I was honest, you withheld. I gave you all my tenderness. You gave me nothing else. I was soft, you were cold. I let you shut me out. I kept loving you in whispers while you loved me in doubt. I waited in your maybes, build hope on fragile ground. I smiled through every heartbreak so you wouldn't hear the sound. I learned your moods like seasons, learned when not to speak. I made myself invisible so you wouldn't feel too deep. I called your distance freedom, called your silence space. But love should never feel like you're easy to replace. I was soft, you were cold. I was open, you were closed. I wrapped you in my patience while my heart slowly froze. I was soft, you were cold. I bent so you could stay. I lost myself in loving you. You never met me halfway. Maybe softness scares the broken. Maybe warmth feels like a threat. But love shouldn't feel like giving with nothing to be met. I shouldn't have to harden just to keep you near. I deserve someone who stayed when I was sincere. I was soft, you were cold, but I won't freeze again. I'll keep my heart open, just not for love like then. I was soft, you were cold. Now I'm choosing to be brave. I'll stay soft in a safer love, not one that needs me to change. I was soft, you were cold, but I'm warmer on my own. I'd rather feel too deeply than love feeling alone. I waited in the quiet where your promises would fade. I learned how not to ask for much so you wouldn't feel afraid. I turned my needs to whispers, hid the hurt behind my smile. I told myself love takes time, so I stayed a little while. I believed in all you someday, held on through every delay. I thought devotion, but it just taught me to stay. I was too patient, I loved you slow and deep. I waited for your effort while you slept in peace. I was too patient, I gave you space to grow while my heart was breaking in the waiting room of hope. I learned your moods by silence, the way you pulled away. I blame myself for wanting more when you gave less every day. I stayed soft when I should have spoken, stayed calm when I should have cried. I thought loving you gently would keep you by my side. I mistook your comfort for care, your distance for something real. I kept choosing understand over how I actually feel. I was too patient, I loved you slow and deep. I waited for your effort while you slept in peace. I was too patient, I gave you space to grow while my heart was breaking in the waiting room of hope. Maybe love shouldn't ask you to disappear this way, to keep forgiving absence and calling it okay. I don't regret my kindness, but I regret the cost. I lost myself in waiting for a love already lost. I was too patient, but I'm learning now that love should meet you halfway, not keep you bound. I was too patient, but I'll choose me again. I won't wait forever to be chosen in deluxe. I was too patient, but I won't be again. I'll give my love to someone who shows up when they can. I was too patient, but now I finally see love shouldn't make you smaller just to let someone be. I was too patient with the love that never came. Now I'll choose my healing and say your nameless each day. I stood right next to you, but felt 1,000 miles away. I loved you out loud while you loved me halfway. I reached for your hand, but you were already gone. I kept building us while you were moving on. I kept hoping you'd notice the weight I carried inside, but you stayed comfortable, letting me try and try. You let me love you alone while you stayed safe and free. You took all of my heart and gave the silence to me. You let me love you never broke the blood. I memorized your moods, learned when not to speak. I learned to be smaller just so you wouldn't leave. I carried all the effort, wore the blame like a crown. I kept us breathing while you slowly backed down. Cried without sound. You never met me halfway. You just let me drown. You let me love you alone while you stayed safe and free. You took all of my heart and gave the silence to me. You let me love you alone. Broke the blood. Maybe one day you'll realize love needs two to survive. I gave you everything just to keep us alive. But I won't carry the weight of a love you wouldn't hold. I won't bleed for affection or beg to be chosen. You let me love you alone, but I won't anymore. I'll save my heart for someone who knocks on every door. You let me love you alone, but I'm letting go tonight. I deserve arms that hold me and a love that fights. You let me love you alone, and that's where I went wrong. I needed your heartbeat to match mine all along. You let me love you alone, but now I finally see a love that makes me lonely was never meant for me. You let me love you alone. Now I'm choosing me. I walk away from the silence and learn what love should be. I believed in every heartbeat, every word you said to me. I trusted in your silence as if it was honesty. I learned to measure your love by the spaces in between. I stayed when I should have left and clung to what I'd see. I thought love meant patience, I thought love meant grace, but you turned my faith to question in every tender place. You made me doubt forgave a little absence, the half-heart apologies. I called it understanding, even when it brought me to my knees. I held my own breath waiting for a love that never stayed. I let you shape my courage while it slowly decayed. I thought love meant waiting, I thought love meant care, but love shouldn't feel like fear or vanish in thin air. You made me doubt love, even when it lived in me. I gave my heart fully, but it wasn't meant to be. You made me doubt love, I questioned what is true. I learned that even kindness can't always hold with you. Maybe love is brave enough to stay and not destroy. I gave you all my hope, you left me without joy. I'll gather back my faith, piece by fragile piece, and learn that love can live without pain or lease. You made me doubt love, but I'll trust again. I'll find someone who shows up and never makes me bend. You made me doubt love, but I'll rise from the pain. I'll open my heart slowly and let love remain. You made me doubt love, but I won't stay in fear. I'll give my heart to someone who's actually here. You made me doubt love, but I'll heal, I'll see. Love can be steady, kind, and still belong to me. You made me doubt love, but I'll remember only the lessons, not the loss, and the strength to love wholly. I gave you every piece of me, held on when you let go. I whispered love in quiet tones while you let distance grow. I stood through all your silence, waded through your lies. I built a world around us while you turned your eyes. I thought love meant trying, even when it's hard to stay. But some hearts are only with you until it's easier to walk away. You never fought for me, never stayed through the rain. I gave my all, my everything, but you left me in pain. You never fought for me, never held when it was tough. the quiet absences and held your heart like mine. I waited in the shadows, hoping you'd cross the line. I bent myself to match you, I hid my tears at night. But love is not surviving on hope alone and fright. I called you distance, patience, I called you cold love. But love should feel like warmth, not like a hand you don't hold enough. You never fought for me, never stayed through the rain. I gave my all, my everything, but you left me in pain. You never fought for me, never held when it was tough. I loved you with my broken hands, but your love was never enough. Maybe one day I'll forgive the years I let you stay, but I'll never forget the truth that I deserve to stay. I rise from the heartbreak, I learned what love should be. I'll find a heart that fights for all of me. You never fought for me, but I'll fight for myself now. I got my heart with courage and wear my own crown. You never fought for me, but I'll let my soul be free. I love someone who knows the value of me. You never fought for me, but I won't stay in pain. I'll give my love to someone who will choose to remain. You never fought for me, but I'll rise and I'll be whole. I'll keep my heart open wide and guard my precious soul. You never fought for me, but I'm finally fighting back. I'll love in ways that matter and never lose what I lack. The room feels colder since you left. The walls whisper your name. I reach for what was ours, but nothing feels the same. I thought your love was sunshine, guiding me through the dark, but you carried it away and left me with a spark. I tried to hold on to shadows of the warmth you used to give, but love can't live in echoes. It needs someone to your love inside me, even when it burned too bright. I thought our hearts were tethered, but you disappeared from sight. I searched for little glimmers of the warmth you left behind, but you took the sun from my mornings and the comfort from my mind. You took the light with you, left me staring at the night. I gave you all my days, you took my fire and my fight. You took the light with you and left my heart undone. I loved you in the sunlight, but now I live in none. Maybe one day I'll see again the light I thought was gone. I'll find a love that stays and carries me along. But tonight I feel the shadow of everything we knew. You took the light with you and left me in the blue. You took the light with you, but I'll find it in my own. Piece by piece, I'll gather a heart that's grown. You took the light with you, but I'll learn to shine again, even if I miss the warmth of where we've been. You took the light with you, but I'll rise through the night. I'll find a fire of my own and step back into the light. You took the light with you, but I'll love and I'll renew. I'll carry hope inside me, even without you. You took the light with you, but I'll find it someday soon. I'll shine beyond the heartbreak and dance